Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Andrew Jones from Toronto, Canada. This is for people who are comfortable calling leads, cold calling leads. There's a source of leads that you could actually purchase from your back office with EPX Body, and these are people who have filled out a survey, may have been even contacted by EPX, and qualified for a home-based business. Or you may have been purchasing or may be interested in purchasing some leads online. I have a trusted lead source where I get my leads from, that I can share with you guys. They are surveyed leads. They are little under 30 days old, and they filled out a non-incentive survey on working from home, putting in questions or answering questions such as how much money they're willing to invest, how much time they're willing to invest, what type of industry they're looking to get involved with when working from home, how much money they're looking to make, their area code, their telephone number, their address, first and last name, IP address, and yeah. So what I do with that, sometimes if I don't get in contact with the person, I'll take their address and I'll send them an EPX flyer in the mail that outlines the opportunity. So leads could do an amazing thing for your business, and it's a sure way to immediately get your four. But I know that not everyone is comfortable calling leads. I believe it's a confidence issue, but if you have no problem calling leads, then this is something that may work for you. So it's about what you say to your leads when you call them. So this is a cold market invite, and I'm just going to share with you guys some things that I say on the phone with them and the psychology behind it a bit. So you want to call up your prospect and you say, hey John, this is Andrew. I'm calling from, Toronto, Ontario. Don't worry, I'm not a telemarketer, and this is not a sales call. I'm returning your call regarding free information on a home business that you requested. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because they went on a website and they were requesting information about working from home. I find that sometimes when you call people, sometimes if they're see, I'm in Canada, and when they see a Canadian number or a number that they don't recognize, sometimes I feel that people think it's a bill collector and they don't answer, or they may hang up. But if they really knew who you were and why you're calling, they're going to stay on the phone. So that's why you want to dispel any thing up front and tell them that you're not a telemarketer and it's not a sales call. And you're calling you're calling in regards to information that they requested about working from home. Right, and many of them remember doing that because the leads are fresh, right? And there's two ways to approach this. I'm gonna tell you the first way, which is listed here. I just want to verify your email address so I could send you our information. By the way, just out of curiosity, what do you do for a living? And how long have you been doing that job, or whatever they tell you. If they tell you that they're a nurse or they a chiropractor, you just want to ask how long have you been, fill in the blank. You want to write down their answers and use it for the follow-up call. I'm going to show you why you want to use it for the follow-up call. And then you say, okay, great, I think you really like this business. It's very easy and has huge potential. I'm going to send you an email right now, and you want to tell them the subject of the email, because the reality is that people get tons and tons of emails per day, and yours could easily get buried if it doesn't stand out. So you want to have it stand out in your mind and be fresh. So I tell them, hey, listen, look out for the email that I'm going to send you. The topic of it is going to be Watch It, Win It. Right? I'm going to tell you why it's titled that in a minute. But before I get off the phone with them, I actually bam fam. I book a meeting from a meeting. And I'll say, hey, John, I'm sure after you review the information, you're going to have a ton of questions. Now, how does tomorrow this time work for you? Just to follow up with you to see if you have any questions so I can answer them accordingly. Right? And many of them, everyone that I asked that question to, actually, they set an appointment with me. If they're not available that time, they'll tell me a time that they are available. I normally give them 2 times to choose from. I'll say, how about Sunday between 4 and 6, or whatever the case is, right? Or 4 and 6. Which one works best for you? Create the perception that you are constantly busy and on the move. Now, what you don't want to do when you call your leads is stay on the phone with them and explain everything what EPX is all about. You do not want to do that. Your only job here is to pique interest add value, and be in a hurry. If you're doing anything more than that, you're losing. Okay, you want to pique their interest by that, but you know, by just telling them that you really think that they will like the business, that it's very easy and has huge potential. That's piquing their interest. All right, and that's also adding value. We want to be in a hurry. You know, hey, listen, I'm just out the door right now. I thought I might just give you a quick call, return your call in regards to the information that you requested. Now, again, this is the script that I use. It's my personality. It may not be your personality, so I do not suggest that you use this script word for word. You may want to flip it around a bit. Make sure that the real authentic you is shining through on this script. Okay, so something that you know, if you have a different personality, something that you may say that works is something like, hey, listen, hey, it's Josh calling. Is Steven there? Hey, Steve, you know, I'm calling because recently you requested some information on working from home. Just wanted to call you back just to see if that's something that you were just looking around at the time, or are you serious about picking up a second income from home? Right, and I find when I say that to people, it works, because listen, when I say to them, or were you serious about picking up a second income from home, there's a reason why I have that as a last option. If I had it as the first option and put the last option where you're just looking, it's the last thing that they heard, they're probably going to gravitate towards that, and they have been until I switched around the words. You understand? So were you I want to know, were you just looking around at the time, or were you serious about picking up a second income from home, right? And when I start saying that now, you know, many of them tell me that they're serious, right? Because everyone that you send an email to is not going to be serious. So I believe in qualifying them that they are serious before you even send them some information. So use the script as a guide, but let it be you at the end of the day. But make sure the most important part here is that you set an appointment with them right when you get right before you get off the phone. Okay, confirm their email address, write it down if you have to, okay, and send them that email right away and let them know that you're going to be calling them in a few days or the next day to follow up and answer any questions. So here's the follow-up portion of it. Okay, actually this part right here is the email that you're going to be sending to them. I didn't come up with this email. This is an email that is suggested by Dan Putnam to send out to your prospects that you speak to from the leads that you call. And the reason why it's called Watch It, Win It, remember where I said you want to tell them the topic of the email? Well, the reason why it is called Watch It, Win It is because, again, we have a $1,000 monthly drawing where if people just enter in their information on your Get EPX site, they're actually entered in a draw to win $1,000. So that's quite amazing, guys. So you want to tell them that that's the email so they can look out for it. And if you read this email here, it's quite effective. If you've been looking for a simple way to make money online, then look no more. With our simple Watch It, Win It system, all you do is send people to our 6-minute movie and let our system do all the work. We are so confident in our online business that we actually guarantee you will be making at least $1,000 per month within 6 months, or we will refund your money. In fact, click the link below and find out how you can enter our $1,000 monthly cash drawing just by watching our 6-minute movie. And the website is getepx.com/whatever your username is. That's all you send them in the email after you get off the phone with them. And what's amazing is that once they opt in, you're going to now get an email notification from EPX saying, hey, listen, you know, Ronnie, you got a opt-in at your EPX site. And EPX has a has a tracker on your site, right? So it can tell you what they watched, how long they watched it, what they looked at, what they didn't look at. So you could also tell from that to know how serious they are. But again, the fortune is in the follow-up. So whenever you set the date for it to call them back, you want to call them back up. And you want to say to them, you know, hey Josh, it's Andrew calling you back from EPX Body. How you doing today? Alright, great. I see you checked out the information on my site. Let me ask you, what did you like best about what you saw? You don't want to ask them what they thought about it, what they think about it. You want to ask them what did they like best about what they saw. Okay, and whatever their answer is, you say, hey, listen, I loved that aspect of it too. Okay, and you want to say, hey, Josh, let me ask you, what has recently changed in your life that has you open to working from home? Now, the reason why you're asking this is this reason here. You have to look at yourself as a doctor. You are a professional problem solver. As an entrepreneur, I feel like that's all I am. I'm a professional problem solver. But it is your ability, your unique ability to find people's needs, wants, and desires and offer them a solution in a really effective way that is going to have them build trust with you and get involved in business with you. Okay? A lot of decisions that people make in regards to starting a home-based business is emotional. So you want to connect with them emotionally, but not get in too deep with them. But you want to ask them, hey, listen, what has recently changed in your life that had you open to working from home? Many people will say, hey, listen, I talked to this guy recently. When I asked him that, he said, listen, I'm working 2 jobs right now, and I have kids, and I have no time to spend with them whatsoever. Okay? And now I use that, not against them, but I use that as a close. And whatever they say, do you feel that what you've seen here with EPX Body can help solve that problem? Right? Or you tell them that it will solve that problem. Okay? Do you feel that what you see here could solve that problem? Okay? And by asking that question, let me ask you what recently changed in your life is going to be an emotional answer. Okay? And again, whatever that is, if you sense a problem in what they say, and if they answer it quite vaguely, go deeper. Well, what do you mean by that? Oh, if they say, well, I'm working overtime right now and I don't really want to, well, why? Why? Like, ask questions. Keep asking questions. If you go to the doctor and sit on the chair, they're not just going to prescribe you something until they find out what your pain or your problems are. Okay, so it's the same thing with your network marketing business here with EPX Body. You want to find out what their pain is by digging deep. Okay, and you do that just by asking questions. So whatever they say, you say, do you feel that what you've seen here with EPX Body can help solve that problem? And then you want to ask them, hey, listen, do you have any more questions, or are you ready to get started? Okay, and if they do have questions, you want to isolate their objections or isolate their questions, because if you don't take control of the conversation, they're just going to shoot you with 101 questions and then not do anything about it. What I do, so people don't stiff arm me, I say, hey, listen, I'm sure you have a lot of questions, but let me ask you this. If I can answer your questions and you feel good about the answers, are you ready to get started today so you can gain back more time in your life and spend more time with your kids, or take that vacation that you wanted, or whatever they said in the answer from when you asked them? Let me ask you what has recently changed in your life. Okay, that's the part that you want to use at the bottom part to get them to take action. Okay, now if I can answer those questions for you and you feel good about the answers, are you ready to get started so you could start? So you paint the picture for them so you can start paying off that debt, or you could start spending more time with your kids, or have a shorter commute to work, or not spend so much time at work, whatever the case is. And if they're serious, they'll tell you, yeah. And then you go ahead and you answer their questions to the best of your ability. If you cannot answer their questions, get them on the phone with your upline sponsor, or get them on a conference call that we are doing that day. Okay, providing that it's not on the weekend, but Monday to Thursday we do opportunity calls. Be like, hey, listen, I know a way I can get your questions answered. 9:30 tonight. What else are you doing that's going to be putting an extra grand per month part time in your pocket at 9:30 tonight? Nothing. Okay, great. I'll hop on this conference call, and I'm sure that you can get your questions answered. We actually have a live Q&A section where you can get all of your questions answered. And when you follow up with them, your only question now after the call is, hey, listen, are you ready to get started? That's it. I've used this method from leads and I have gotten signups. It works. I know it works. Okay, so just follow this proven system, and look forward to seeing you guys all at the top or from the top, because the bottom is way too crowded. Take charge, guys.